Namaskar, dear students. I would like to describe a grammatical topic, that is punctuation. At first, you should know about the classification of grammar. Do you know about classification of grammar? You should know about the classification of grammar. The first one is etymology. Number 2, orthography. Number 3, syntax. And number 4, punctuation. And number 5, prosody. So dear students, we find 5 classes of grammar. In the number 4 is punctuation. Our today's lesson is punctuation. You should remind about the classification of grammar, and the 4th number is punctuation. Now go to the board. The word punctuation came from punctum. Punctum is Latin word. It is a Latin word. The meaning of punctum is point or mark. It means point or marks. So punctuation means some points or some marks by which we make intermission or interval or break at the time of reading, writing and speaking. Again, punctuation means some marks by which we make intermission or break at the time of reading, writing and speaking. Then that is called punctuation. Dear students, do you know about the importance of punctuation? We find many importance of punctuation. Now look at the board. It expresses tone of speech. Punctuation expresses the tone of speech. When you ask something, then if you use punctuation, it expresses the tone of your speech. Next, if clarify the speech, without punctuation, you cannot clear your speech. So, we find the necessity of punctuation. Last one, it makes a relation among the different sentences. When you read a story or paragraph or composition, you will find many sentences. Without punctuation, you cannot read the passage, read the story correctly. So, punctuation makes a relation among the different sentences. Now, dear students, to understand the importance of punctuation, I wrote a Bangla sentence. Look at the board. এখানে আবর্জনা ফেলবেন না, ফেলিলে 50 টাকা জরিমানা. Someone come here, and this notice you will find beside the road. And someone come to the roadside and he read, এখানে ময়লা ফেলবেন না, ফেলিলে 50 টাকা. And other person come here and read the notice, এখানে ময়লা ফেলবেন না, এখানে ময়লা ফেলবেন না, ফেলিলে 50 টাকা জরিমানা. But what's situation do you face? What's the reason behind it? Because the main reason is the use of punctuation. If you use এখানে আবর্জনা ফেলবেন না, ফেলিলে 50 টাকা জরিমানা. So you must use a punctuation in this position. Punctuation. Then you cannot face any rest position. Do you understand? Now dear students, we will go to the use of punctuation. Look at the board. Full stop. Dear student, it is called full stop. Like a point. At the end of sentence, especially assertive sentence, imperative sentence and optative sentence, you must full stop at the end of sentence. And after that, after abbreviation and initials, when you see any abbreviate word, then you must use full stop. Here BA means Bachelor of Arts. When you write abbreviate way, then B full stop A. It is also called dot BA, like Master of Arts, abbreviate way MA. And after that EG is a initials. It is an initials. It means example, Gracia. It is also another Latin word. When you use abbreviate word and initial, you must use full stop. And after that, we will go to comma. You will find a wide range of use of comma. Like at first as adjunct. Adjunct means connection of different words. Here, Kazi Nazrul Islam, the rebel poet of Bangladesh, died in 1976. Kazi Nazrul Islam, the rebel poet of Bangladesh, same person. Kazi Nazrul Islam and rebel poet of Bangladesh, same person. It is also called appositive. When you face any apposition or another introduce of subject, then you should use comma. Here you must use two comma. First one is at the end of Kazi Nazrul Islam and second one is the rebel poet of Bangladesh. So when you see any appositive or appositive in the sentence or another introduce of subject, then you have to use comma. To separate similar word, when you find similar words at a time in a sentence, then you must use comma. For example, Rohim, Karim and Fahim, both of them are nouns and you should use comma after every noun. And when you see and, you should not use any comma. Now dear students, we will go to other uses of comma to separate different clauses. Now dear students, we will find many clauses like principal clause, subordinate clause and coordinate clause. When you make a separation of different clauses, you must use comma. For example, since he was ill, he could not go to school. Here we use comma. Since he was ill is clause and he could not go to school, another clause. You have to use comma between the two clauses. Next, before parenthetic word, when you read many stories and composition, you will find many parenthetic word like however, on the other hand, as to we use inverted comma. When you express, when you see in a direct speech of any speaker, then you have to use inverted comma. For example, he said, I am ill. It's not speech of his, it is the speech of another person. It is a direct speech. When we face any direct speech, then you must use inverted comma. And after that, question tag. Especially class 9 and 10, you will face many question tag. In the field of question tag, you have to use comma. For example, Kalam has done this. At the end of sentences, you should use comma. And after that, hasn't he? Actually, it is has not he. But you must use hasn't he at the time of answering question tag. It is a short form. When you use has not, hasn't, you must use another comma in the upper position of the word. And we will go to semicolon. Now dear students, it is called semicolon. The upper position is a full stop and lower position is comma. Combinedly, it is called semicolon. Dear students, what's the time of intermission or break of comma? X second? 1 second? No, it is the little time of 1 second. You cannot make an intermission at the time of comma. Understand? When you face more intermission or more break than comma, then you have to use semicolon. Another use of semicolon is for more intervals than comma. If you make the more intervals than comma, you must use semicolon. For more intervals than comma, for example, united we stand, divided we fall. Here you should use semicolon because here need more interval than comma. And last one is field of different subject. We face many different subjects. At the first section of the sentence, one subject. The last section of the sentence, we face another subject. For example, here subject is the commander. Our next section of the sentence, subject is the soldier. When you face any different subject of many clauses, then you should use semicolon. Understand? Now dear students, we will go to another punctuation that is called question mark. It is question mark. At the end of asking question, when you face an asking question, then you should use question mark. Here you will find what is your name, how are you. You should use question mark in the field of asking question. Understand? The next, in the field of doubt, when you face any doubtness, when you face any doubt, then you have to use question mark. Now dear students, here his honesty, you face a doubtness, then you should use question mark. You may ask question about his honesty, then you must use question mark. Should be raised or should be punished. Understand? And after that, note of exclamation, sudden feeling, strong emotion, and wonder. Then you have to use note of exclamation mark. Dear students, it is called exclamation mark. Look at this. It is called exclamation mark. You have to use exclamation mark after sudden feeling, strong emotion, and wonder. Then you have to use note of exclamation. For example, how beautiful the bird is. It is wonder. And sudden feeling, alas, we are undone. It is wonder, sudden feeling or emotion, strong emotion. It expresses strong emotion. Alas, we are undone. In this field, you have to use exclamation mark. we will go to another punctuation, that is called dash. When you read many literary writings like novel, story and poem, especially poem, you will face many dash. For example, here lies the great false point. Here is abrupt break. It is also called blank verse. When you face any abrupt beginning or abrupt situation, then you should use dash. Next, hyphen. Dear students, hyphen and dash, both of them are same. Appearance is same, but we will find difference between dash and hyphen. Hyphen is used to separate compound word and prefix. When you will face compound word, you will face many compound words in your real life situation. Like, I bought an easygoing car. Here easygoing is compound word. To express compound word, you have to use hyphen. And prefix. At the time of using prefix, you have to use hyphen. For example, the school will reopen. Reopen is prefix. To refer prefix, you should use hyphen. Do you capture the difference between hyphen and dash? I hope that you understand it. Now dear students, another punctuation is colon. It is also called colon. To start list and examples. Sometimes we express, for example, after a definition, then you should use colon. Or noun is 5 kinds. They are, you should use colon. So when you face to start any list or example, you have to use colon. Now dear students, don't make any negligence to use punctuation. It is the part of your reading, it is the part of your writing. So I hope that you will make the proper use of punctuation at the time of writing, reading and speaking. Now dear students, no more today. See you again and practice more and more. Then it will be help in your exam. Thanks. Goodbye.